They want Dwayne Wade to run for office so he can catch some of the runaway slaves from the Democratic Party plantation who are not voting next November. They also want Dwayne Wade. I gotta make room for Larry Elder. After hearing his Breakfast Club comments, I think I gotta switch out Jesse Lee Peterson for Larry Elder. I think Larry Elder replaces Jesse Lee Peterson on the King Kong consciousness Mount Rushmore of coons. Peace and Pan-Africanism to my Puerto Rican family. I'm on my way to St. Croix. Peace and Pan-Africanism to the Puerto Rican family, the Baricuan family, the Latino African movement. I'm gonna come back to Puerto Rico and speak one day. Latina Africans. African identifying Latinos only. You must embrace your race. African identifying Latinas only. You must embrace your race. African Baricuas. I'm trying to do a Central American African tour. If you in Central America and you want to help put together the Prince of Pan-Africanism Central American tour, and I want to do a South American African tour. So the Democratic Party wants Dwayne Wade to run for office. The Democratic Party wants Dwayne Wade to run for office. The Democratic Party wants Dwayne Wade to run for office. What do I think about that? I believe they want Dwayne Wade to run for office so he can recapture some votes for the Democratic Party plantation. They want Dwayne Wade to run for office so he can recapture some of the runaway Democratic Party plantation slaves and bring them back to Massa Biden. Bring them back to Overseer Kamala. They want Dwayne Wade to run for office so he can catch some of the runaway slaves from the Democratic Party plantation who are not voting next November. They also want Dwayne Wade so him and Gabrielle can parade Zaya around. They want Dwayne Wade to bring Zaya on the campaign trail so they can continue to transgenderize black boys and girls. They want to continue to transgenderize black boys and girls. I love my brother Dwayne Wade. He was one of my favorite players, but he has been drafted and he is now part of the agenda. He is part of the global African depopulation agenda. First they gave him a TV show, now they want to give him public office. Dwayne Wade, don't end up on my Mount Rushmore for coons. Dwayne Wade, don't end up on my Mount Rushmore. I gotta make room for Larry Elder. After hearing his Breakfast Club comments, I think I gotta switch out Jesse Lee Peterson for Larry Elder. I think Larry Elder replaces Jesse Lee Peterson on the King Kong consciousness Mount Rushmore of coons. I think Larry Elder replaces Jesse Lee on the King Kong consciousness Mount Rushmore of coons. St. Croix, we have a meet and greet tonight, 7 o'clock in St. Croix, Ethiopian World Federation headquarters. St. Croix Africans pull up. St. Thomas Africans pull up. St. John Africans pull up. Jamaican Africans pull up. Haitian Africans pull up. Puerto Rican Africans pull up. Dominican Africans pull up. Dominica Africans pull up. Turks and Caicos Africans pull up. Barbadian Africans pull up. Bayesian Africans pull up. Bermudian Africans pull up. Guadeloupean Africans pull up. Next weekend, Europe, are you ready? Next weekend, the Prince of Pan-Africanism, the most requested and traveled black scholar of the modern era, will be returning to the European continent. I'm still marching, continuing my historic march through the continent of Europe. Where my Rotterdam Africans at? Amsterdam and Rotterdam, I want to see you next Saturday, September the 2nd. Amsterdam, Rotterdam, I want to see you next Saturday, September the 2nd. Amsterdam, Rotterdam, I want to see you next Saturday, September the 2nd. Where my Brussels, Belgium Africans at? Where my Brussels, Belgium Africans at? I want to see all my Africans of Brussels and Belgium on Sunday, September the 3rd. Private location. You must email to register to get the address. King Kong Consciousness debuts in Belgium. Brussels, Belgium. Viva la Mumba. Viva la Mumba. Long live Patrice Emery Lumumba. Sunday, September the 3rd, Brussels, Belgium. You have to email for the location. And the email for Brussels is katiopac@proton.me. 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 katiopac@proton. German Africans pull up. Irish Africans pull up. French Africans pull up. British Africans pull up. But Dwayne Wade, I hope he's not going to allow himself to be another Barack Obama. I hope my brother Dwayne Wade is going to come to his senses and not allow himself to be used as another Barack Obama. katiopac@proton.me. That's how you find out about the private Brussels, Belgium meet and greet power lecture Sunday, September the 3rd. Most requested black scholar of all time. I think I'm the most requested black scholar of all time. Who else has my miles? Who else has my requests? Who else has speaking in as many venues as me globally? I think I'm the most requested of all time. I think I'm the most requested of all time. Where my Australia Africans at? Where my Australia? I'm finally coming to Australia. King Kong Consciousness is finally coming to Australia. June 21st, Sydney, Australia. June 28th, Melbourne, Australia. The final continent will be conquered. Ifa Tunde's final continent will be conquered. Sydney, Australia, June 21st. Melbourne, Australia, June 28th. I'm coming to the land down under. I'm coming to the land down under. The final continent, the first scholar in history to speak on every continent multiple times by invitation. The first scholar in history to speak on every continent multiple times by invitation. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And the FDMG renovations are done. And the FDMG renovations are done. Peace, my brother. I'm in San Juan, Puerto Rico, brothers and sisters. I'm chilling out with my Puerto Rican Africans. I'm chilling out with my Latina Africans. I done already got 1 million hugs from the Puerto Rican Latina queens. They love King Kong. They love King Kong. They love King Kong.